Hey guys, I'm coming back at you with a new video. I know it's been a while, but y'all, it's been a crazy like 3 weeks, I believe. And as you can see, I'm smiling now because I just took my first pharm exam. And I'm smiling because I passed, but I'll get into that. I'm gonna go in order. So yeah, I'm coming at you guys with an update. So I'll see if I could go back 3 weeks, if I can remember that far. But we started labs. So we started health assessment lab and fundamentals lab, and we just started with the basics. Hand washing, putting on gloves, gowns. That was the first week. In health assessment, we went over doing interviews, and we basically paired off into partners that we'll be having for the entire year. So that's who we're going to be doing our head-to-toe assessment on. Every single step of health assessment is going to be with that partner. So that was basically the first week. The second week, which was last week, once again, we had labs and stuff. We had lectures, and we practiced like bed making and stuff. But my classmates weren't really happy with how the lab setting looked like. Just because of COVID, we weren't able to go into the lab setting that we usually go into. So our school basically did like a makeshift hospital room, and it was not working out. Like, they couldn't even teach like the simple bed making, like how to make a bed. And, you know, my classmates were upset about that. But, you know, we pushed through, and we learned blood pressures, taking pulses, all that good stuff. And then this week started the exam chronicles, as I like to call it. You know, we had a paper due for psych, which was a transcultural paper, just writing about how mental illness is viewed in someone else's culture other than ours. So I just interviewed my brother-in-law, because he's from like Nigerian culture, so I interviewed him. That was due yesterday. And then today was a big pharmacology exam. 31 meds to memorize. They were not in order, meaning that my professor doesn't go by class. She just goes by, I would say, systems, but it was like bouncing around. So to me, that raised my anxiety, just because like it's easier if you go by like class of meds or if you go by a system. But if you're just going like sporadically, it's kind of hard to memorize. Yeah, so we had to memorize 31 meds, pharmacodynamics, pharmacokinetics, all the stuff, all the details, what binds to what, all that stuff. So, and my professor was like, okay, just use the study guide. I'm not going to give you anything that is not on the study guide. So I just took the exam like 30 minutes ago. I just finished like 10 minutes ago. And she lied. So she was putting dates like, oh, when did the National Occupational Safety Make So-and-so Act that said this? And I'm like, yo, that wasn't on the study guide. You lied to us. So I ended up getting an 80, which isn't bad. Room for improvement, but I'm definitely happy just based on like the other questions that were scaring me. And for my pharmacology class, if you get anything lower than a 77, then you have to meet up with the professor. 74 is failing, but if you get a 77 or lower in her class, you have to meet up with her and talk about your study strategies, go over the questions, what did you get, what didn't you get. So I'm just happy I got an 80 because, you know, I don't have to do that. So yeah, next week we have 3 exams coming up. We have our health assessment exam, we have our fundamentals exam, and we have our psych exam. Out of the 3 of them, I would say I'm more scared about psych, just because her study guide wasn't really a study guide. She just gave like topic names and the numbers next to it, meaning like how many questions would be on it, and she said it would be 50 to 60 questions in total for the exam. So I'm just like, yeah, like fundamentals and health assessment, right now it's still similar to my LPN program. So it's the basics, but a little bit more in depth than LPN program. So I'm not too scared about that, because like health assessment exams, like, oh, what's a normal temperature? What's a normal this? Like, you know, stuff that you could figure out. And fundamentals, of course, is fundamentals in general. Every nursing school goes through fundamentals, so I'm not too scared. But for psych, I'm just like, oh. Yeah, and then we started open lab this week as well. Open lab, we basically go over skills for both fundamentals and health assessment. We kind of just do what we want, go over any skill that we want. We have two instructors there. One is actually my health assessment instructor, which we all love. Yeah, so I think that is it. What else is going on? Oh, there's been so much drama in this program. So remember how I mentioned that my classmates don't like the lab, so they were kind of upset with the professors, also with the lack of communication between the professors and the school in general and us. They keep throwing things at us last minute, and we're not feeling that, especially the ones with kids. My arms are shaking, guys, because, it's hard holding the phone for long. But so they wrote a strongly worded letter on behalf of our entire cohort to the instructors, and yesterday we had a meeting basically on what was going on, and they were just like, listen, I know the labs suck, but you guys may have to go to Jersey City to use their lab. And we're like, hold up. So it's already a 48-minute drive for me to get to the closest one, the campus that I picked, and that's where we all picked. We picked that because it was closest to all of us. Jersey City is over an hour to get to, and you're talking about Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays. A lot of us were upset about that. And the other groups were complaining about their lab instructors and not learning anything, which my group didn't have a problem. We have great instructors, so thank God for that. But yeah, so right now we're all kind of just waiting to hear what happens. We're supposed to have lab tomorrow and Friday, but our instructor said to just hold off and see what she says. Maybe we might be off for this week. Maybe we'll go. We don't know. #bars. So yeah, there's a lot going on. But I'm just happy. I thank God that I passed this pharm exam. I could rest and relax until next week when we have the other 3 exams. So yeah, that is my update so far of these past 3 weeks. Sorry for being MIA, but it's a lot. I think my last video, I told you guys about the readings that we have to do, 8 chapters per class each week, and then each chapter is 60 something pages, 30 pages. I haven't had the time to myself, and I started feeling overwhelmed. So at least now that this first exam is out the way, I feel a lot better. I could breathe a little bit easier knowing that I passed. I'm still passing with good grades. So yeah, guys, I will catch you in the next one. Hey guys, so it's actually Saturday right now. I just wanted to come back with a quick update before I upload the video, just because so many changes happened. So yeah, I don't know where I left off with the last video, but we ended up having to go to the main campus lab on Thursday, and it was beautiful. It was nice and everything. The simulation room was they had 5 different simulation rooms, high tech, the dummies could talk. They had screens. They had the invisible mirror where the classmates and the professor could see what you're doing when they put you in a simulation situation. But it was just super, super far getting there. Yeah, so on Thursday we learned trach suctioning and oxygenation. So working the nasal cannulas, all that stuff. For suctioning, we had to get signed off on our checklist, on our skills checklist. And each of us had to, suction and, clean the trach of the dummy. And we were all put into different situations. So one person in my group, his was he took off the trach collar to suction his patient, and then, our professor was just oh, your patient is desatting at 65%. What are you going to do? And he's I have sterile gloves. I don't know what to do. We're yo, if you don't put the oxygen back on your patient, forget the sterile gloves. But yeah, it was fun. It was just super, super far. So that was Thursday, and then Friday, which was yesterday, we had health assessment lab back at our regular facility, so we didn't have to drive super far. And we just like partnered up with our partner for health assessment that's going to be our partner throughout the whole semester. And we just did like skin assessments on each other. So like they had to separate the guys and the girls. And you know, we had to go down to like our sports bras and shorts, you know, not completely naked, but just to do like a skin assessment on each other. And then some people in my group started getting checked off for vital signs, but we didn't have enough time to do it. So Monday, me and my partner will be doing ours. But in the meantime, we have our schedule's all messed up now. After the students complain, they're like, okay, y'all want to go to Jersey City? Y'all want to go to the fancy lab? Then alrighty. So next week, I'm going to Jersey City twice. And it's about an hour drive for me. So it's like not ideal, but it's like I can't change it now. Like the students already complained, they made the accommodation. So it's kind of annoying, but in total for fundamentals lab, we're only going to Jersey City like 3 dates, and then we start our fundamentals clinical for 7 weeks. And for open lab, we're only going to Jersey City, I think, twice, and then we're back in like our regular campus. So it's not that bad. It's just for the meantime. But then we don't know about health assessment lab, which I have on Fridays. We don't know yet. We're waiting to hear from our professor, like what day she's going to want us in Jersey City and what day she's going to want us back in our regular campus. I'm hoping she doesn't do too much, just because it's a really far drive. Like a lot of our classmates, including myself, our first day in Jersey City on Thursday, we all had to wake up like 5 a.m. to get there on time at 8 a.m. So I don't want to do that. So I'm hoping like our health assessment professor can, you know, make it so that we're just in the regular campus. But it is a nice lab. Like I'll show you guys. I couldn't really take complete videos just because, you know, I didn't want to get my classmates. I don't think they're comfortable with, you know, being filmed, and a lot of them don't know I have a YouTube channel, and I like keeping it that way. So yeah, I didn't want to do too much with the recording, so I did like a quick glimpse of me at lab, and I'll like insert that. But first, wait. But yeah, guys, so like I said, next week, Tuesday, I have 2 exams. I have fundamentals and psych. We didn't get any study guides. Our professors said that they don't do study guides for those classes, so it's kind of like, oh snap, I gotta study everything. We originally were supposed to have health assessment exam on Wednesday, but our professor, since we didn't finish on time, she said that she's gonna postpone it for a week. So thankfully, I only have to worry about 2 exams this week, and Wednesday I get to chill. But yeah, that is my update of this week. I'm going to put together this vlog, get it together, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully I won't take too long doing the next update, but I just want to come at you guys and give you guys a quick update from my last video. So yeah, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. If you like this video, please give it a like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.